Okay, so I just got out of game of Dead by Daylight, and guess who I went against? You can guess from the title. I went against a squad with a bunch of P100 Survivor losers. Must have been a Swift. I was trying to play as Ghostface. I just got absolutely bullied and flashed at gate and everything because these kids get an eco over beating Ghostface when he is like practically F tier in the game at this point. And of course, endgame chat rolls around. I look at the people's, like when it shows the people's profiles in the endgame screen, and sure enough,
No, don't
it is a
pull.
bunch of
No.
P100 Survivor mains bullying Ghostface, sweating so hard over Ghostface when he's a horrible killer. If I really cared that much about sweating, about trying to win in this game, I would not be playing Ghostface, bro. It's almost like I actually like the character, and that's why I was trying to play as him. Not because I'm some brain dead slave to the meta. It's almost like I am an actual fan of horror, playing the game that is supposed to be horror instead of some brain dead simp that is drooling over Sable and Feng Min and all of these non licensed female survivors. But yeah, I look at the thing and it's a bunch of P100s. This is a typical site for me now. A typical site, but a dystopian one nonetheless. Every time I look at the post game screen, whether I win or lose, it shows that they're a bunch of P100s. That's what happens every single game that I play now at this high MMR. It is just constant P100 loser survivor mains who have thousands of hours on the game. And this got me thinking, why is anybody a P100 survivor? It really put the question into my mind. Why are people P100 survivors? Like, in this game, all survivors have the exact same gameplay. And that gameplay is ridiculously brain dead half the time if you're just going against any killer that doesn't have some crazy dash ability. All you have to do is hold W. All you have to do is run your windows of opportunity and pre-run and pre-drop and do all of this nonsense. And at the rare occasion that the killer actually catches up to you, you can just dead hard him. Survivor is without a doubt one of the most brain dead things in honestly all modern multiplayer gaming. I cannot think of another PvP game that has a role so easy, so brain dead, where everything is handed to you than Survivor and Dead by Daylight. But yeah, I just constantly see these P100 survivors. Like, it is a sad display. It is dystopian. It is an example of the bottom of the barrel of humanity, of what industrialization did to society, that we have these absolute clowns that sit on the game all day long. These kids will play their brain dead role with all their crutch meta perks because they always run the same perks. They run DS, Sprint Burst, Windows, all of that. They always pick from the same pool of 15 perks, all of which are comically overpowered, ridiculous, not balanced whatsoever, but the devs permit it because the devs are brain dead and entirely survivor sided, yet these kids continue to pour thousands of hours into P100 these survivors. Why? The thing is, they don't even pick cool survivors either. I have seen DBD referred to as the Horror Hall of Fame. Yet these kids are not picking any horror icons. They are picking Sable Ward because these clowns are obsessed and drooling over pixels so much that they go out of their way to get P100 Sable and Fang Min just mindlessly grinding the game for hours. You could be pouring those blood points into any other character. You could be leveling up more perks, but no, you just get P100 Sable and Fang Min. Now, I bet some will see this and say, what about P100 Killer? Oh, you're a hypocrite. You're saying that P100 survivors are clowns and they need to go outside, but P100 killers aren't. Well, it's a little different, actually, a lot different, and I'll tell you why. All survivors have the exact same gameplay, which, as I established, is brain dead gameplay, but I don't need to say that for the fifth time. Legit, anyone with a brain knows that the game is survivor-sided. All survivors have the same gameplay, so it is pointless to P100 a single survivor. You're doing nothing other than showing that you are a simp, that you are obsessed with Sable when she is actual pixels, not even a real woman. Go outside. Killers, on the other hand, all have different abilities. They have wildly different kits. Each killer has its own independent skill curve, so actually mastering a killer and going up in the prestige levels as you get better is actually admirable because it proves that you are really going out of your way to get good at this killer, to climb the skill curve. Even then, though, I concede if you were reaching P100 on anything, killer or survivor, you probably do just need to go outside. But I see way less P100 killers than I do survivors. Literally every lobby that I go in, I go against P100 survivors. Actual losers. And these kids, they brag about it. They get an ego from saying, oh yeah, I'm P100 Sable.
Daring today, aren't we?
They are all the exact same. There is nothing special about hitting P100 as a survivor on whatever thirst trap non-licensed female skin. It just proves that you're a loser and that you are the exact same as every other one trick survivor main. You all fall in line. You all think the same. You all look the same. You all act the same. You will continue to run DS and Dead Hard and Windows and all of that nonsense and then get an ego on it until the day that you die. Please wake up.
This book made me think about my own life. And then it made me feel glad for mine.